Hey, Mom, we're here. I've got Jenny with me, too. Jenny, this is my mom, Lillian, and my dad, Miles. Oh, hello there! I'm glad you got here safely. You must be Jenny, is that right? It's lovely to meet you. Come on in and make yourself at home.
Thank you for coming all this way. I know it's a long drive to reach us from where you live. We really appreciate it. I bet the traffic was pretty bad too, since it's the holidays. You must have had a long journey.
Oh, it was no bother. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm glad we're finally getting to meet.
You must be starving after driving all that way. Come through here. We've got some food all ready and waiting for you. Let's go eat.
Wow, Lillian. This is all so delicious. You're a really talented cook. Thank you again for inviting me and preparing this amazing spread.
I'm glad you enjoyed everything. It was great to see you really filling your plate. My wife is an excellent cook, so it's important that her family loves to eat so we can enjoy her work.
Oh, honey, you're flattering me too much. Anyway, now that we're all just about finished eating, shall we get to the point? We want to get to know some more about you, Jenny. Of course, James has told us a little bit about you, but I want to hear it from yourself. He mentioned something about you working for a small local company. I didn't recognize the name, to be honest. What on earth do you do there?
It is a pretty small company, to be fair. It's just a local business that does computer maintenance and general tech work. I work in the accounting team, doing all the invoices and paperwork side of things. I actually like working in a small business, though, even if it's not as impressive as being at some multinational corporation. All of my colleagues are friendly, and we get along well. And the pay is good, too. I've been working there for a while, and I just feel really settled. I started working there right away after I finished high school and graduated from college, so it's kind of been my only job, I guess. I must have worked there for about 7 years now.
Well, you don't see that kind of company loyalty from people of your generation these days. Very impressive. In my experience, most young people start looking for a new job every few years instead of staying with one company for a while and working their way up. I'm sure there are advantages to both ways of doing things, but I respect you for staying in one place for so long.
Still, accounting is a bit… How can I say this? There's not much progression, surely. I always hear about how technology is advancing and taking all our jobs. Bookkeeping feels like the sort of thing that could easily be done by computers very soon. Especially since you work at a small company. That seems very unstable. What happens if the business collapses? I hope you're not planning on quitting your job as soon as you and James get married. Come on now, Mom. Don't start saying things like that so soon after you two have met. Do you really think Jenny would be that thoughtless? She's very sensible. She knows how to make smart financial decisions. Her job involves money and budgets. She's already said that she wants to keep working after the wedding anyway, so you don't need to worry.
Yes, he's right, ma'am. I really enjoy my job, so I want to keep going to work for as long as I can. Like I said, I'm close with my colleagues and the pay is good. If we do have children in the future, I guess we would have to discuss what to do about our careers when that day came. For now, I am very happy going to work.
Oh, come on, James. It's important that we're asking these kinds of questions early. Maybe Jenny will have a baby and decide she wants to quit her job straight away. You never know what could happen. Isn't that why you first approached my son? Because you wanted to be able to leave your job. What kind of girl wouldn't like a man like him, who has a good job at a large, stable company?
Come on, sweetie. Let's be honest about this. James doesn't work at a big company. It's just a small subsidiary of another bigger company. Why are you bringing this up right after Jenny got here? You'll scare her off. I can already tell from looking at her that she's a sensible sort of girl. There's no need to try and scare her off. If there's something about this that's concerning you, just say it straight and we can talk about it together honestly.
Oh my goodness. How can you say that about James's job? It might just be a subsidiary, but the company itself is very respected in the industry. He's done very well for himself. It's the best in the business for what it does. I would say there isn't another company that could beat it in the market right now, actually. He should be very proud of himself. I know the employee welfare there is amazing too, and the pay is very good. It's a fantastic job. Don't you try to downplay it. Do you really want to bring down your own son like that, saying the company isn't as good as he thinks? What will Jenny think, hearing her fiancé's husband talking about him like that? It hardly gives her a good impression of us as a family. It's not helpful for James to have you saying things like that.
What do you mean, not very helpful? This lovely young lady is going to be joining our family as our daughter-in-law. She deserves to know the truth about every aspect of our lives before she fully commits. We should be completely honest with her, or things might crash and burn after the wedding. We don't want her to think we're liars. I'm so sorry, Jenny. My wife can sometimes get a bit carried away when it comes to our son, since she is so proud of him, as she should be.
What are you talking about? Honey, I really don't understand why you're acting like this in front of our guest. What's going on? What did I do wrong? Seriously, did I do something? James, you would tell me if I had offended Jenny, wouldn't you? Mom, Dad, please just stop fighting. We have a guest with us. Stop acting like children. Well, if I die before my time, you should know it's your father's fault. He's always bringing up my blood pressure with some silly disagreement. Anyway. So, you said your name was Jenny? Is that right? I hope you're aware of the fact that our son is out of your league. You don't really meet the conditions we had set for someone that he should date. If you're planning on getting married just so you can quit your job as soon as you have a baby, you should just get out of here now. That's not going to work for us and our son. What kind of a household can survive on just one income these days, with the way the economy is going? Plus, kids are very expensive. If you had a child, your bills and expenses would just keep going up. We've worked really hard to give our son the best opportunities and support, and I would hate to see him struggling through life because of a bad choice of bride. So, you need to really promise us that you want to continue being a dual-income couple for as long as possible. You should try learning something about a new industry as well, or at least find some new skill you can use as an accountant. You need to get a job at a better-known company where you can have more career progression. It's important that you match our son's success in career progression, even if you're a little bit behind.
Lillian, stop telling the poor girl what to do with her life. Just pack it in! This is completely inappropriate. Like I keep saying, she's clearly a smart young woman who should be allowed and trusted to make her own decisions. I do apologize for what my wife said, Jenny. You must think our whole family is crazy, since this is the first time you're meeting us. I promise, Lillian isn't really being serious. Don't worry about us trying to control your career and life choices. Really.
Stop interrupting me and trying to twist my words. You're making it very difficult for me to get to know Jenny, and I need to be able to speak my mind. Jenny, what do you think about what I said? Do you think it's fair?
Oh, yes, I think I understand what you're trying to say. So please, don't worry about that. A mother's opinion will be important in any marriage, so just know that I will always value your thoughts and guidance.
See, Mom, I told you she wasn't going to be some kind of a threat. Please, calm down and let her talk for herself.
Say, Jenny, you mentioned that your father runs his own company. Is that right?
Yes, he does. He has his own small business back home.
Does anyone in your family work in a real company? Or do you all work in local businesses? Your father is managing a small business. You're working at another small business. Goodness, your whole family seems to completely lack any sense of drive or ambition.
Lillian! Are you really going to be like this? Is this the impression you want to make, huh?
Mom, please get a hold of yourself and stop acting like a crazy person. If you keep acting like this, I'm going to take Jenny and leave. Would you rather you didn't get to see me? What? Are you taking your girlfriend's side too? Why does no one understand where I'm coming from? I care about my son. What's wrong about that? What was the point of having a son if he's not even going to listen to me when I try and do what's best for him? Why would you bring a girl here to introduce to me if you didn't want me to give my opinion? I'm just being honest about my reservations. That's all. You agree with me, don't you, Jenny? You understand my point of view.
I mean, I can see how I might seem like I'm not good enough for your son, and I'm sorry about that. But I hope I can prove to you that my dad has always taught me to work hard and do my best in everything, from the moment I was born. I know that it's important to me to support the ones I love, and that includes your son. I hope that can be enough for you. Would you give me a chance to prove myself to you?
See, Mom, I told you she's a great girl. A person's morals and their personality is far more important than their resume when it comes to a partner. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together. If you choose someone just because they have a good job, you might find that they have a terrible personality and you have a miserable marriage, don't you think?
Your mom just has very high standards for you, son, and she can sometimes get a bit carried away. She hasn't really experienced much of what life has to offer, since she had such a sheltered upbringing, which is why she sometimes doesn't understand what the best decision is.
What? Are you blaming all of this on me again? Really? Oh yeah, great. Let's start a big fight again, shall we? If you can't sort yourself out, Mom, I'm serious that we're just going to leave. Jenny shouldn't have to listen to this. Come on, babe. Let's get out of here and head home.
That's a good idea, son. I think your mom is going to take some time to come around, so it's no use trying to fix all this today. I think it's for the best that we cut things short here. I'm sorry about all of this, Jenny. You've ended up having a bit of a wasted trip. I hope next time Lillian will feel a bit more welcoming and open-minded, so you could get to know each other better.
Please don't worry about it. I was just so grateful to you for inviting me over today. The food was all delicious. We had better head out then. Hopefully I'll see you both again soon.
You're all making such a fuss over nothing. I really don't see what I did wrong. Besides, it seems very rude of them to leave without doing the dishes. It's her first time in our home, and she's just going to leave us with all this mess to clear up.
Lillian, just stop this. Are you really going to make the poor girl stay and do the dishes after how you've treated her today? I'll deal with the dishes. Just let the kids get on the road and head back home. What are you doing, James? Come on. Just get poor Jenny into the car and get out of here. It's out on the front drive, right? I think I saw it earlier.
I know, Dad. We're heading out now. Come on, Jenny. Let's go get in the car.
Sure thing. I'm coming. It was great to meet you both, Miles and Lillian. I'm sure we'll see you soon.
I'm so sorry about that, babe. It was all a bit crazy in there, huh? My mom and dad fight a lot, but I know deep down they really care about each other. I mean, I've told you about my family before, so you knew we aren't exactly the most peaceful of households. I was pretty surprised that they were fighting in front of us, though. I was expecting them to stop while we were there.
Don't worry about it, babe. These things happen. Every family has its quirks. It did seem like your mom really doesn't like me, though. Clearly, she was hoping for someone more impressive for her son. Did she say she would let us get married? It seemed like she was totally against it earlier.
Of course she allowed it. I just said it would be a real shame if she was causing problems in my relationship, and she came around. It's just because she thinks my job is more impressive than it really is. I think she thinks I'm actually working at some huge international company, not just for one of their partners. I just hope she actually makes an effort to get to know you and understands why I want to marry you. I'm an only child, as you know, so she's always given me her full attention. She's very protective of me.
I know, I get that. I'm going to try to make an effort to understand her too. This isn't a one-way thing, and I know that.
Thank you, babe. This is why I love you. I've never met someone so mature, patient, and generous. It's a good thing, too, since my mom can be kind of a handful. There aren't many women like you left these days. I feel like recently, there are a lot of women who don't really have much to offer that think they're amazing. But really, they're just pretty arrogant and selfish.
I mean, it's not like I ever worry that I'm lacking something either. I know I'm perfect.
Jenny, is that you? Goodness, you're home so early. I thought you would be home late, chatting all afternoon with James's mom and dad. How did it go?
Yeah. I mean, in the end, we just had some food together and then me and James drove back.
Well, what did you think of them? Were they nice to you?
Yes, they were lovely. We had a great conversation. His dad was especially nice to me. He seemed to really want to take care of me and make me a part of the family, which was a great feeling.
Oh, that's so great to hear. Obviously, I think you're the best person on the planet, but it makes me so proud to know they liked you too. Means I did a good job. Oh, that's right. Do you think I could meet James's parents at some point? It seems a shame that I still haven't met them, especially now we know the two of you are going to be getting married. I thought that would be something you spoke about today, actually. To see when would be convenient for his parents.
Oh, man. I completely forgot to ask when they would be free.
How did you forget the most important thing? That was the one thing you needed to sort out. We need to figure out a date for me to meet his parents, and we should start looking for a place for you guys to move into after the wedding, too. I don't think you'll want to stay with your old man once you've got a husband of your own.
I know. I'm sorry, Dad. I just got a bit overwhelmed. I was really nervous to meet them, honestly. I'll text James and see if he can find out for me.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. I can be free anytime, so just let me know when would work for them and I'll be there.
Sure thing, Dad.
Oh, if only your mom could be here for all this. Every day I think of how proud she would have been to see you growing up into such a wonderful young lady. I did my best to raise you with double the love, since I had to make up for what she couldn't give you. I hope you think I did a good job.
Dad, please don't say things like that. You've always been an amazing dad, and I never felt like I was missing out on anything growing up. I have never once thought that you weren't doing enough for me. So please don't worry about that. You've done great.
Even so, I know that there's a special kind of bond between a girl and her mom. Some things I just will never be able to understand, even as your dad. I guess I'm just worried that people might think less of you for having been raised by your dad. I know folks can be funny about that sort of thing sometimes. I'm not worried about you, because I know that you're a smart, capable girl. It's just, I want the world to be kind to you. I suppose all parents feel that way, though. We all think our kids are the best people ever.
You've always been there for me, Dad, and I'm ready to step out on my own now. Almost everything for the wedding is done. It's time for me to live my own life. Don't you feel proud for how you've raised me? I've never wanted anything more than exactly what I had, and you've always given me the absolute best.
Well, you were a very easy kid. You've never been demanding or selfish. Always the good and generous woman you are now. Anyway, that's enough sad stuff. Just let me know when James has confirmed the date for me to meet his parents, and I'll be there.
I will. Love you. Hi, babe. How are you doing?
Hi, baby. Are you at work right now?
Huh? Yes, of course. Aren't you in the office too?
I am, yeah. But my mom just suddenly texted me out of the blue. She wanted to make plans, I guess. She says if you have time this evening, she wants to go out for dinner together. You're not busy, right? Would you want to come?
Oh, sure. This evening?
Yeah, today. Something about her message made it seem like she had something on her mind. My dad can't come because he has some work thing to go to, so it would just be me, you, and my mom. We still need to pick a date for our parents to meet, so I thought this could be a good opportunity. What do you say? Can you make it, or did you have plans already?
Sure, I don't have anything else going on. I'll be there.
Otherwise, we could always go see them separately, if we can't find a time when we're all around. Whenever my mom and dad are in the same room, they have a habit of arguing, so it might be easier to meet them at different times. Okay, shall we say we'll meet up after work then? I could meet you outside your office after work.
Sure thing, babe. I'll see you in a few hours. Man, I wish I had known about this before I left the house this morning. I could have worn some nicer clothes to try to impress her. I'll have to be really on my best behavior this time, since she already doesn't like me.
Oh, there you are. It's good to see you again. I can't believe we only met yesterday. I'm sorry about how things went, by the way. That wasn't how I wanted you to leave after we met for the first time. I was thinking about what I said, and I realized that I was being unfair. I said a lot of things that were mean and unkind, and I apologize.
Don't worry about it, Lillian. You were just thinking about what is best for James. I completely understand why you were upset.
To be honest, I'm just very conscious that James has grown up to be a really fine young man. I'm just so proud of him. I was just a bit disappointed, I think, and it felt like a real shame. But then I thought to myself, she's a very pretty girl, and she clearly cares a lot about my son, so I should really give her a fair chance. Don't you think? I do like how calm you are. You seem very patient and like a very grounded person. That's good. I've met many young women who are so chaotic and just run around all day not thinking about their futures or making any sensible choices. You seem like you could be really good for James, though, since you're both responsible people. I'm just relieved you're not one of those girls I mentioned, though. I should be more grateful that he's made a smart choice and chosen someone who could be a real partner in life. It's important that partners complement each other, but it seems like the two of you make a good team. See, Mom, what did I tell you? Isn't she just the best? Honestly, Jenny is the kindest, most thoughtful girl I've ever met. I don't know why you're bothering to recommend your girlfriend to me, honey. You've clearly made your choice. It doesn't really matter what I think of her. Besides, you should stop complimenting her. You'll make me jealous. I hope you won't forget about me after you're married, right? You won't just run off and leave me in the dirt. You had better not always side with your wife, either. You should show me more respect than to ignore what I want in things. Mom, do you really think I would do that? You know I would never ignore you. You're the most important person in my life. Good. I'm glad you feel that way. I've always felt so lucky that we have such a close relationship. A lot of my friends with sons always said they don't really speak to their kids now that they're grown up. I hope you never feel awkward talking to me about whatever's on your mind. I'll always be your mom. You know that, right?
I would never try to get in the middle of your relationship, Lillian. I think it's great that the two of you are so close.
I'm glad you see it that way. I don't want to feel threatened by my daughter-in-law. Oh, that's another thing. Would next Saturday work for your father to organize us all meeting before the wedding? My husband and I should both be free on that day, and it would be good to get us all in one place so we can meet properly.
Sure, that sounds perfect. My dad said he can make time whenever, so he should be free then.
My husband was trying to get out of it. You know, saying he would be too busy since he is running his own business. But I told him this is the sort of thing you just have to make time for. I think it's so important for a couple's parents to meet before they get married. And now look, I was right. Everyone has made time to meet. What could your father possibly be busy with if he's just running a local business? I'm sure there can't be anything more important going on there. Isn't it true that small business owners really just hang out and do nothing all day? They're just not busy enough to fill their own schedules.
I'm sorry? I'm not really sure what you mean.
Oh, Mom, why would you say something like that? It was totally uncalled for. Clearly, Jenny's dad feels the same way as you that it's important for our parents to meet, so he's figured out a way to make time for it. It's good time management, really. I'm sure it's really tough to run a business all by yourself. He has to do everything alone. Jenny, don't listen to her. She doesn't know anything about business, really, so she wouldn't understand. Are you really going to try and tell people what I meant right in front of me? Show some respect to your mother. You've always been just like your dad, always trying to shut me down and control me. I'm a grown woman. I can say what I want. Good job today, babe. I know my mom can be really tough. How are you feeling?
I feel fine. I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to get your mom to like me. She still seems to think I'm not good enough.
What do you mean? Why do you feel that way? If she didn't like you, why would she have invited you to meet up again today? She didn't have to suggest it, so clearly she's trying.
I know, but she kept talking about my dad's job like he was just some lazy bum. He works really hard, and I'm proud of what he does. The way she talks about him being a small business owner just makes it seem like she's not very impressed by my background. That's all. She doesn't think I earn enough either, and clearly wants you to be with someone who's richer than me. She seemed really focused on asking about my dad's sales figures, too. It was pretty awkward, to be honest. I was kind of uncomfortable.
She's just curious about you and your family. That's all. Be honest with me. Aren't you curious about how much my parents earn too? It's natural to think about these things when you're getting married. You asked me about my job and how much I earned when we first started talking about getting married too. It's just how things usually go.
That's completely different, and I think you know that. We were planning on getting married. We needed to figure out how much we needed to save to pay for the wedding, a house, everything. We had to know each other's incomes to be able to calculate budgets and timelines for everything. Besides, I've never really been curious about your parents' income and salaries. Have I ever asked you about it? I've always said that our marriage is just about me and you, and it doesn't need to involve our parents. I mean, of course, it would be great if they could help us pay for some stuff, but that's not why I wanted to get married. I didn't choose to be with you just because I thought your parents would pay for everything. To be honest with you, I was really surprised that your mom was asking about my whole family's finances so blatantly.
What do you mean? I don't know why you would feel that way. I mean, she had already asked me about your situation before you ever met her, so she knew a little bit. I mean, you said you didn't really know the details about your dad's job either. Surely you could see where she's coming from. What if he was in a huge amount of debt or something? She just needs to make sure I'm not going to end up in a bad situation. That's probably why she asked, even if you think she was being rude.
What? Why would my dad be in debt? You could have told her that yourself. You know he's a very frugal guy. I don't think my dad has ever even owned a credit card, let alone missed a payment on it.
My mom doesn't know any of that, though, does she? And to be honest, I was a bit worried about that kind of thing, too. You seem pretty secretive whenever we talked about it. Even when you're a kid, you can kind of tell how much money your parents have based on your house, your car, all that stuff. But when I asked you about it, you said you didn't know. I was worried your dad might have tried to hide any money troubles from you when you were young, and that maybe you genuinely didn't know about your family's financial situation. You can understand where I'm coming from, right?
I told you so many times that my dad doesn't have any debt. Why couldn't you just take me at my word and trust me?
The problem wasn't that I didn't trust you, because I do. The problem was that from my mom's point of view, she had no idea whether you and your dad were financially stable or not. Can't you at least try to understand why she was concerned? She only wanted to protect me, that's all. We're all adults here. Surely you can appreciate that marriage is a very serious thing and a huge decision. This is the kind of thing that needs to be discussed before the wedding so that it doesn't cause problems or turn into an argument further down the line.
So you think it was appropriate for her to ask me personal questions about my salary and my dad's job the very first time she met me? Because we're getting married? Is she going to speak to my father like this too? I don't mind her asking me these kinds of intrusive things, but my father deserves more respect than that. You know how much I love him. I couldn't let him be treated like that.
Of course I do. But you also know that my mom isn't completely stupid, right? She does have decent manners. She knows she can't speak to your father the way she spoke to you, and she apologized for what she said when we went to theirs for dinner. If she did start asking him things that weren't okay, I would step in and call her out. Don't worry. You know she doesn't mean any harm by what she says. What do you think? Are you okay with everything now?
I still feel uncomfortable with the whole situation. That's all. I don't have a good feeling about this. I'm worried about her being rude to my dad and upsetting him.
Okay, well then I will apologize on behalf of my mom, since she's gone home already. Sometimes my mom can cross the line when she's worried about me or feeling stressed, but I promise that in her everyday life she is as polite and friendly as you could imagine. You'll realize this too as you spend more time with her. It's just her personality. There's nothing for you to be worried about, so let's just move on and get ready for next week when our parents finally all meet. Hi there, Steve. Good to see you again. It's been a while. How have you been? Are you doing well? I'm sorry I haven't really spoken to you recently. It's just been pretty busy getting everything organized for the wedding. Oh, don't worry about it. I figured that was all it was. I remember organizing my own wedding. Goodness, this must be your mom and dad. Hi there, both of you. It's lovely to finally meet you both. I'm Jenny's dad, Steve.
Yes, good to meet you. It's an honor. Jenny has told us so much about you. I'm Miles. I'm James's dad.
And I'm Lillian, his mom. Honestly, it's so great to be finally meeting you guys. Come and have a seat over here and we can talk properly and start to get to know each other. Jenny was saying you booked this restaurant. Thank you for going to the trouble. This is a really nice place. It's a great atmosphere. I think a friend of mine recommended it to me recently.
No problem at all. I have meetings with clients for work every so often, and we usually meet here so we can have some food and drinks at the same time. The food is fantastic, and the place is all divided up into these smaller rooms to make it more private and personal. I thought it could be a great place for us to get to know each other. Jenny had let us know the area you lived in too, so I figured this shouldn't be too far for you to drive. I hope you enjoy the food too. The chef can be quite creative, but it's great to be able to try some new dishes.
I suppose we ought to treat you, even if you are only a small business owner. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to a nice place like this. I doubt you would be able to come here if we hadn't invited you. I imagine the bill will easily be $150 per person.
Honey, you can't say that. Come on, we talked about this. I apologize for my wife. Sometimes she says things before she thinks about them, and it can be a bit rude.
Don't worry about it. I can understand why she would think that way. She's right. I am only a small business owner. I know how to run my company to maintain good sales figures, though, so I'm doing perfectly well for myself. I think I've taught Jenny that same drive and self-sufficiency, and she's learned well from me about managing her own money. I appreciate it can be hard to please bigger companies, which naturally have very high standards. I signed a contract with a big international business recently, but they've been very picky about every little detail. It can be tough to work in a big company. They can be very demanding of their partners and employees. I think things are starting to improve, though, don't you think? Oh, you're absolutely right, sweetie. My son works at a large company, you know. Did you hear about that? Well, it's not an international corporation, but they are partners with a huge conglomerate. We're very proud of him. Oh, is that so? I'm glad to hear you're doing well for yourself. I think it can be a smart choice to join a bigger company these days. I was a little worried that you would be in a similar position to me, and I would have to watch you suffer trying to manage all of your clients' deadlines and budgets.
Well, at the end of the day, work is work. I think it's very impressive that you can run your own business, Steve. Have you been managing the business by yourself since Jenny was born? You must have worked very hard to keep it going for all that time. We've had a couple of rough patches in the economy over the last few years.
Well, I had a daughter to feed and bills to pay, so I guess I had no choice but to make a living for myself. My wife was diagnosed with a terminal illness when Jenny was only a few years old, so it's been just the two of us for most of her life. When we got the diagnosis, the business was actually really struggling. To be honest, I did begin to wonder if the best decision might be to sell the business and focus on taking care of my wife and my daughter. Jenny's mom told me that I was under no circumstances to sell the company, though, so I kept it going somehow. It felt like her final request to me, and I couldn't ignore her wishes. I decided that if I wasn't able to grant the wishes of all the people I love that were still here, I should at least try to grant my late wife's final wish. So I did my best to keep us afloat, but it was a bit touch and go at times. Once or twice I wondered if it was worth it to keep trying. Lately, though, I am finally starting to see the benefits of my hard work, and things have been going very well. Jenny wasn't even in middle school when her mom passed away, so she didn't get to know her all that well. It made me worry that I wouldn't be able to give her everything she deserved. After that, though, I was able to send her to a great college, and she did really well. And now look at her. She's found a wonderful man to marry and spend the rest of her life with, and I couldn't be prouder. I guess now I get to watch them go off and live together as two wonderful adults.
I feel so lucky that they have such a long, happy life ahead of them. She couldn't have chosen a better man. Oh, you're being too kind. Thank you for such kind words. Jenny is a real testament to your hard work raising her and running a business for all those years. She stands out among other girls of her generation with how calm, polite, and intelligent she is. You should be very proud. She's clearly an extremely hard worker, too. She must have learned that from you. I'm glad you think so. I know I'm very proud of her.
It's all very good talking about business until now, but there is something I've been curious about if you don't mind me asking.
What's on your mind, dear? Do you have a question for Steve? Of course. Please ask about whatever you would like to know. If there's something you're curious about, then by all means, feel free to ask. If you're going to be rude and ask something inappropriate again, just stop now, okay?
What have I asked before that wasn't appropriate? Stop trying to censor me! Steve, obviously a marriage is a very serious decision and not just a romantic thing to do. So of course it makes sense for us to discuss finances and money. Don't you agree? I hope you won't feel too badly about what I'm about to ask, okay? Promise you won't get upset.
I'm not sure what on earth you want to ask about that.
Oh, it's nothing serious, so don't worry about that. Do you have any money in savings? If so, how much do you have saved up? What are your monthly sales figures like for your business? Are they going up or just stable? I also want to know how you're preparing for when you get older and will need to retire. You won't be able to work anymore, of course. I'm worried about if you have any significant debts or financial problems we should know about before the wedding.
Lillian, that is completely out of line. How can you ask him that?
Mom, come on. You said you were going to be polite and stop asking things like that. Just let me make my own decisions. Let you make your own decisions? What do you know about marriage? If we only said things that were socially acceptable, we would end up never asking these kinds of important questions, you know. Steve, do you think I've crossed a line? Do you feel offended by what I said? I'm concerned by the fact that you run a small business. That doesn't seem like a sustainable income. I've never even heard of the company's name, so it can't even be very well known locally. I've heard there are a lot of companies going bankrupt these days, given the state of the economy. Even Jenny doesn't seem to know how much money your family has. Usually, if you're very wealthy, even your kids are aware of the fact that they have a good quality of life. Since Jenny doesn't know, it makes me worry that you've been trying to hide some financial problems from her. I hope you haven't taken out any private loans or dealt with any loan sharks, right? I'm worried about my son's future if we don't know what your situation is. Besides, it's not like Jenny's job is amazing either. She can't earn much money just doing the books for a small local company. I don't want my smart, handsome, successful son to marry into a family like that. He deserves better than that kind of a life. Don't you agree that he's above average for his age? He's a real catch. Lillian, when we met last time, you asked me the same question, and I told you very clearly that my dad doesn't have any outstanding debts. Why are you asking him now, too? It's just rude. You don't even know how much money your father makes. How would you know if he has any debts? I'm sure he would never have told his daughter about his money problems. You could have gone your whole life never knowing about it if he didn't tell you. What if your father was secretly drowning in debts from trying to keep his business afloat? Or if he had never worried about saving for his retirement and had nothing put aside for when he gets old? Do you really think I would let all those problems fall onto my son's shoulders without checking your situation first? James has earned himself a great job at a fantastic company. He should be very proud. But why should you and your father benefit from his hard work? He achieved that on his own. I can't just sit by and let him marry you while I'm considering these sorts of potential issues. I have a duty to ask questions.
Lillian, stop it! You are being completely out of line. This is totally wrong for you to ask.
You think I crossed the line? What do you think? Is your father right? If you agree with your dad, then I should just let my son go ahead and get married without trying to help him avoid taking on a huge pile of debt and money troubles. There's no need for me to be examining their situation closely. I don't care about who's right and who's wrong. Just please stop fighting. We're here to meet Jenny's dad. Can you please stop arguing for just a short while? I already told you to leave me to it and let me find out Jenny's financial background before the wedding. Why can't you just trust me?
What? What do you mean you said you would find out? Were you trying to find out how much money my dad makes? Were you worrying about him being in debt too?
To be honest, I was concerned that you might be in trouble when you didn't really give me an answer the first time I asked. Steve, would you please make things easier for us all and just tell us now what your situation is? Honestly, until my family knows how much you're earning, I don't think we can go ahead with the wedding preparations. I have a few friends who got married and are now having to pay off their wives' families' debts, so I don't want to end up with the same problem. I've already bought us an apartment to live in and a new car. That's all. I want to make sure we won't have any issues in the future.
Babe, what are you doing? How can you ask my dad something like that?
You be quiet and stay out of this. James wasn't asking you. He was asking your dad. You clearly don't know his full financial situation, so why are you trying to cause a fuss?
Wow. I had no idea you were all so curious about my wealth. I could never have dreamed that I would end up having this conversation. Well, I knew these topics were going to come up eventually and would need to be discussed. I just hadn't realized you felt it was so urgent. Jenny, perhaps it's time you knew about this too. I should have told you before, since they've clearly been bothering you with questions that you couldn't answer. I'm sure that was a difficult conversation for you. There's no reason to hide anything from you anymore. You're an adult woman now.
Exactly! That's what I've been saying! Come on, just hurry up and tell us. There's no time for any more secrets. Can you at least tell us whether James is going to end up paying off your debt or not? Do you have any savings put away somewhere?
Lillian, I told you to stop pushing the poor man to tell you something personal like that. It's no problem. One moment. I'll make a quick call and you can hear for yourself. Ah, there, Keith. I'm so sorry to bother you on a weekend. I just need to check something with you quickly. I apologize for having to leave you with so much work. I promise, I'll take you out for a nice lunch sometime soon to thank you and make up for you having to work extra.
Don't worry about it, boss. It's really no problem. I'll just get everything finished up here and I should be able to head home soon anyway. There's only a few small things left to do, so I doubt it will take too long. Is something up? What can I help you with? I thought you were meeting your daughter's future in-laws today.
I am, you're right. But there was something I suddenly needed to ask you if you have a moment. How are our sales figures looking for this month? Are we on track for our targets? I know you told me the other day, but I've forgotten what exactly the numbers were that you told me. Sorry to ask again.
Our sales? Sure, no problem. We're looking at about $700,000 in sales this month, so we're doing pretty well in terms of reaching our targets. Once we take off the labor costs, production costs, all those expenses, it should be about $600,000 in net profits. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why do you need the sales figures all of a sudden? Have you had a call from one of our partner companies or something?
No, nothing like that. I just realized I'd forgotten to write down the numbers so far, so I thought I should check. Thank you again. I'll talk to you later, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. I think I must have misunderstood something here. Did he just say that your yearly sales are $700,000 or your monthly sales? That can't be the numbers for just 1 month. You're making a net profit of $600,000 a month! That's incredible!
We've been working on pushing to new customers recently, so we've had a good month so far. I think last month we achieved about $900,000 in net profit, so the company has been performing really well. Did you mention you were curious about my savings as well? You mentioned concerns about when I retire and can't work anymore. I was actually going to talk to you about this when we discussed a new house for James and Jenny once they're married. Clearly, though, this is a very urgent topic to you, so I guess I have no choice but to mention it now. I live in a lovely house downtown, and there is a building next to me on the next plot of land. It's a large old house that has recently been fully renovated and split into 2 apartments. I had decided to give the building to James and Jenny once they had decided on their wedding date, as a sort of early wedding gift. I thought it would help ease their worries of where to live once they're married. It's an easy commute to James's work from where I live, so I thought it would be a great location for them. Now, though, it seems I may need to reconsider given your behavior today. Oh, and one last thing to mention so that you don't start worrying. I don't have any debt. In fact, I've paid off my student loans completely, and I don't have a mortgage on my home. I have spoken to my real estate agent, and they've estimated that my real estate portfolio was worth around $6 million in total. So no, I wouldn't say you need to be concerned about my financial situation.
I'm sorry. Did you say $6 million?
Steve, are you being serious? Jenny, surely you must have known about this. That's a crazy amount of wealth to have hidden from your own daughter.
I already told you, my dad has never really spoken to me about money. You know that I wanted to try and pay for the wedding by ourselves too, which is why we've been saving. I didn't want to have to ask either of our parents for help. I still don't understand why you and your mom think it's so important to know how much money your parents have saved, though. It's their money, not ours after all.
But still, babe, your dad said he wanted to give us an apartment as a wedding present. That's a huge gift. You must have suspected how successful he was, even if you didn't know the exact numbers. So, Steve, you said the apartment is near your place? That's a really nice neighborhood. I bet it's expensive around there. Man, I would never have thought I would be able to live in an area like that. It's like a dream come true. This is awesome. How big is the apartment? Is it a decent size? It's pretty big, yes, since there are only 2 apartments in the building. I must say, though, I don't think there will be any space for you.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean. You said it was a big place?
Jenny, can I talk to you about something? You know, I've always said that I wanted you to marry the man you wanted to spend your life with, and not worry about finding someone you thought I would approve of. I told you I had no conditions. I didn't care if they owned a house or not. I didn't care what they did for work or what their parents did either. I've always thought that the most important thing was for you to be with a man that you truly loved, and promised that I would support your decision no matter who you chose. However, having met James and spoken properly to him and his parents, I think I may have to change my mind. You know, I had a dream the other day that I saw your mother standing alone and crying. She looked so sad, and it really upset me to remember her and see her like that. Now I think she was sending me a message that I needed to try to stop you from going ahead with the wedding. I have a bad feeling about the whole thing. Surely you don't want to marry James, having seen how his family act about money. Marriage isn't a financial decision. It should be based on love. I believe now that even if you did still want to get married, I wouldn't be able to stand by and let you do that. I can't watch you join such a shallow-minded family.
Don't worry, Dad. I feel the exact same way as you. From the moment I first met Lillian, I thought it was really strange that she was repeatedly asking me about how much money I earned and how much you had saved up through your career. You've always been such a good man, and I didn't want to let you down when I knew how excited you were about the wedding. But I can't go through with it. Now that I know how snobby and insecure their family is, I don't want any part of it. I just can't see myself marrying James anymore. I think it's best to see this as a learning experience and just move on.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, honey. I always knew I had raised you to be a good person who didn't let money decide her actions. The actions of one person can tell you a lot about their family and how they grew up. Being involved in such a superficial family would be so tiring. Always worrying about having more and more money and constantly trying to keep up appearances. Anyway, now that we've spoken about all the important things, shall we end things here and go home? No, please. How can you leave so suddenly like this? Jenny, surely you can't be serious about this. Do you really not want to get married anymore? I can't believe you would change your mind about us so quickly. We've just introduced our parents to each other. Surely you don't want to end things like this.
He's right. How can you just walk out so soon after we had met? Surely you should give things some time. I understand why you have reservations, and I see where you're coming from. Could you give us some time as a family to sort this out on our side? Jenny,
I'd like to apologize to you on behalf of my wife and son. Won't you stay a little longer instead of leaving straight away? I'm sure we can find a way to resolve this together. Don't you think?
I'm not sure, Miles. It seems to me that there's nothing else that needs to be said, and my daughter has made her decision. This was meant to be an occasion for the parents to get to know each other, and for us all to really commit to James and Jenny's marriage. It was supposed to be a positive day. Instead, it looks like the wedding has already fallen apart. Why should I sit back down and listen to you try and put it back together? I respect my daughter wanting to call things off, and I trust her decision. Besides, I've lost my appetite.
Oh, come on, Steve. I'm sure we can talk about this and figure out a solution. We certainly don't object to their marriage on our side. We want things to go ahead as soon as possible, just like we had planned. The problem was just that you should have been honest with us from the start about your amazing financial success, so we didn't worry about what James was getting himself into. Why would you hide this from your daughter anyway? That seems very strange. If she knew about what was going on, she could have told us when we first asked her about your job, and we could have resolved this peacefully before it even became an issue. What's the name of the building near you with the apartment? Even if it is just an apartment, that's a great neighborhood for them to get started in. They're going to look so rich. Did you just shove me? What was that for?
Lillian, please just stop talking. You're not helping the situation by being so blunt. Are you trying to embarrass us even more? Stop asking about things like that.
Still, I can't believe you would shove me like that. It was so unnecessary. You could have just said something if my words were really bothering you. I can't believe you would do that in front of Steve and our future daughter-in-law. It doesn't look good. You did the same thing when we met Jenny for the first time, trying to stop me speaking my mind. I'm a grown woman. I can say what I want. Are you crazy? How can you act like that?
You're the crazy one. You keep talking about money when Steve has already said he's upset by the conversation. You've done enough to try and ruin your son's marriage. He's already about to leave and take Jenny with him. Why can't you just apologize? It's your fault we're in this mess. Just acknowledge it and say that you're sorry.
Why should I apologize? I don't see what I did wrong. What kind of parents would we be if we had let our precious only child marry this girl without finding out about her father's background? Huh? What if he had loads of debt? Imagine if we had let them get married and then it turned out that they were living paycheck to paycheck like poor people. We have to check these things. He can't be the only one working hard to support his family. I couldn't have stood by if there was a chance he was going to have a difficult life. Besides, these days you hear about cases of marriage fraud in the news all the time. What if she had been pretending to be someone she wasn't? I was asking for all the right reasons. I can't believe you thought that meant you could shove me like that. You too, Jenny. How could you just watch your mother-in-law being treated like this? Why didn't you ask me if I was okay? You should have said something and defended me. How can you just sit there and watch it happen like an idiot? Mom, please stop this. You're only making the situation worse by yelling at everyone and causing a scene. I guess you didn't understand what I was saying earlier about my decision. I guess your husband was right. You really don't know anything about how the world works. I should have guessed that you would be a bit slow to catch on. What? What are you talking about? When I said I was calling off the wedding earlier, I was serious. I am absolutely not going to marry your son. I've told you this so many times, but for some reason you seem determined not to understand me or actually listen to what I'm saying. Oh, and about the apartment that my dad bought for us in that expensive neighborhood? There's no reason now for you to be curious about where exactly it is, or how much it's actually worth. After the way you've behaved today, you're never going to get a chance to see it, let alone go inside. What? Are you really going to call off your marriage without a moment's hesitation? Clearly you were never serious about going ahead with it in the first place. Are you going to run off and try to find a rich man? You must think you're all that, now you know how rich your dad is. You can't marry anyone just because you have money, though. No wealthy man would look twice at a girl with a job and a lifestyle like yours. So many men are being more conscious of a woman's credentials before they get married these days.
You just aren't good enough. It's not like you went to an Ivy League college, and now you're just an accountant at a small local business. It's hardly very impressive. Besides, you're being very rude to speak to your mother-in-law like that. You should show me some respect.
And you should stop calling yourself my mother-in-law. How many times do I have to tell you to get it to sink in? The wedding is off. It's not like James is some kind of amazing catch either. He's a pretty average guy at the end of the day. He doesn't work at an international company. He works for one of their partners. That is not the same thing. Do you realize how embarrassing it is for you to be bragging about something like that when it's not even true? His salary is about half of what it would be if he did actually work at one of those big companies. I don't think you should be complaining about me not going to an Ivy League either. Didn't James go to community college? You know what they say. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. The first time he told me the name of his school, I didn't even know where in the state it actually was. I decided to marry him because I thought he seemed like a kind, genuine person who worked hard and cared about his family. I guess I have bad taste in men, and I should be thanking my dad for helping me to realize that. I can't believe I was going to spend the rest of my life with this guy.
Don't you think you're being a bit harsh? It feels like you're going overboard. Are you saying now you do care about my qualifications? I thought you said love was the most important thing. Or maybe you were just pretending to be genuine and planned to call things off all along.
I'm calling things off because now I've realized that you're a money-hungry snob. I don't care about your job or your house, but I do care about what kind of person you are. I genuinely don't think you're even living in reality. You can't even see the double standard here. I wasn't enough to meet your conditions, but you expect me to accept you even though you have nothing to offer me? Clearly, you couldn't fully commit to this marriage until you knew how rich my dad was, and now you're desperate to tie the knot. Come on, Dad. I don't think either of us have anything more to say. Let's get out of here.
Sure thing, honey. They're only going to try to waste more of our time.
Wait! Just give me a second! Steve! Jenny! Please come back!
I'm sorry, Miles, but no matter how kind and understanding you are, this wedding just isn't going to happen.
She's right. I would suggest you and your wife go and find a counselor for your fights and do a bit of self-reflection on your behavior and whether it was appropriate. There's no way anyone is going to marry your son when your wife is this protective and intrusive. It's just too much. No decent parent would let their precious daughter join a family where it will be made clear that she isn't good enough for your son. What kind of a toxic environment is that? You let your wife teach your son the same toxic ideas about what is important and what isn't. You failed in your duty to him as his father. God, I've totally blown it. This is such a mess. What am I supposed to do now? Mom has ruined everything. This is all her fault. She was way too pushy. I've missed out on marrying a woman with a super rich father because she was asking way too many personal questions. I could have had a huge fancy apartment for free. I could never afford that on my own.
When was that apartment ever yours? You didn't even know about it until it was too late. And a lot of this mess is your fault too. Stop whining.
You can be quiet, Miles. How do you know they weren't lying? They could have made up the whole thing. I bet they did it on purpose. They were trying to scam us, but we figured it out. Didn't you hear him talking to his employee on the phone earlier? He literally had him on speakerphone telling us all the numbers. Besides, they always told us he ran a small business. How were we supposed to know what was really going on? I did think it was weird that Jenny never really told me anything else about what her dad's job was all this time. How did she not know how rich her father was for so long? She has been to his house so often. It's in a really nice area. I wish you could have told me earlier so we could have figured out a plan. I had always been loyal to her, too. I never cheated or tried to get with another girl. Hey! Dad! Why did you hit me?
You need to sort yourself out too. Get a hold of yourself. You're acting like a spoiled child. Jenny's dad was right with what he said earlier. I let my wife educate my child, and she has done a bad job. You value all the wrong things. I can't believe I let things get this bad. I should have stepped in as soon as I realized what was happening.
Even so, how can you hit his shoulder like that? He's your precious son. You should always think he's perfect and has never done anything wrong. Earlier, you shoved me and made me stop talking and asking the important questions, and now you're hitting your son. This is abuse. You're a violent, dangerous man. I'm going to report you to the police for violence against your own family. You'll be locked away forever.
If you want to report me, then by all means be my guest. I can't stand looking at you anymore, so I hope they do take me away and I never have to see you again. You file a police report and I will file for divorce at the same time. It'll be a perfect storm of paperwork.
What? Divorce? What on earth are you talking about? Are you crazy? Are you actually going to file for divorce? You're really going to leave me?
Well, if I don't divorce you, I don't see any other wives to mention on the documents. Of course I mean I'm leaving you. The two of you can go off and live your own life together, thinking about money and how to get more of it. I don't want to waste the rest of my life with a woman who has completely different values to me. I would rather find someone that views the world the same way I do. Even if James is my son, I don't want to have to watch other people suffer because of the man you've turned him into. You can take back all the debt too, and figure out a way to pay all of that off.
What? Dad, you can't be serious. How do you expect me to pay all that money back by myself? I thought we agreed that you would deal with them if I get married. I was about to do that until Mom ruined everything. It's not my fault that Jenny called off the marriage. Why would I have to pay for it? Mom was the one who was being rude to her dad, and now I'm not engaged anymore. Surely that's enough punishment. I could have been rich.
If we're talking about unfair, tell me why I'm now having to pay off your debt with the money I have been saving for my retirement. Do you really think that's what I wanted to use it for? Not to give myself a decent life after I retire? Now I have this problem which you've made, and I am expected to solve it at my own expense. Did you think I would never find out about how much money you had spent on online gambling? You should have known all your bad ideas would come back around to bite you. You're not even 30 years old. Having this much debt is not normal. Student debt, maybe, but not from a gambling addiction. It's about $400,000 worth of debt that's ended up on my shoulders. How could you do that to your old man? Jenny seems like a kind and generous girl. She deserves better than a man like you with all this baggage and problems. I know that if she found out about your debt, she would have insisted on paying it off. Especially now she knows what kind of income her father has. She wouldn't think twice. Now that she's gone, and your plans to get married have been scrapped, it's your problem to fix. Go ahead, see what you can do and figure it out on your own. Your mom is convinced you're some kind of superstar kid, working at a decent-sized company and earning a reasonable salary. Surely your financial skills and common sense will be enough for you to come up with a plan to pay it off.
I can't believe how you're acting right now. First you say you're leaving me out of the blue, and now you're telling our son that he has to save up a huge pile of money. Do you even realize that you're basically throwing your wife and son out on the street right now? Do you honestly have no conscience or feeling? Huh?
It doesn't matter to me anymore. What happens to either of you? You're both adults who can be responsible for yourselves and your own lives. I'm sure your son will figure out a way to keep himself fed. Don't worry about that. I'll handle getting the documents and paperwork ready for our divorce, so don't worry about that either. Let's just get everything finalized as soon as possible.
Dad, please, stop being so emotional and let's think about the situation rationally. I'm sure we can figure out a solution that will work for everyone. What do you say? I don't see why the two of you would have to get a divorce just because my engagement got called off. Surely that's nothing to do with you guys. And you know that I would never be able to pay off all my debts, so there's really no point expecting me to. What if I could get Jenny back, and she and her dad could sort that out, huh? That way, you two don't need to split up, and I don't need to figure out where to get $400,000 from. Jenny is rich anyway, even if her dad just paid off half of it. I know we could find the rest of the money somehow. I bet she would even be able to pay more than half, so maybe we could do that. What do you think? It's a good plan, right?
You need to stop thinking you can fix this by using other people. Man, how did a stupid guy like you end up with a decent job?
There are lots more well-qualified people out there that I bet would do a better job. Listen to me. You leave Jenny alone. You and your mom are out of here, and the two of you are going to live together from now on. Okay? The two of you have always been very close. I bet you'll end up having a great time together.
Are you crazy? How could you do this to us? I've been a loyal wife for so many years, and James is your only child.
You think I'm the crazy one? Lillian, the crazy one has always been you. I'm sick of trying to manage both of you. You're adults. I shouldn't have to constantly babysit you.
Dad, where are you going? Can't we try to talk this through instead of you just walking away? Listen, I'll go and find Jenny. Bring her here and she will pay off all my debts, I'm sure of it. Won't you stay here? Now you know I can fix my own problems. Jenny, there you are. Please, I need to talk to you about something. Can you give me just a second?
What are you doing here? Were you just waiting for me in front of the office? That's really weird of you. You're acting like a stalker, coming and waiting outside my work. Maybe I should report you.
You weren't answering any of my calls or texts. What choice did I have? I had to talk to you. It's important. If you had just picked up your phone, I wouldn't have had to come all the way here. But I need to borrow something from you. I knew we needed to discuss it in person. Please, I don't care if you want to go somewhere else, but I just want to talk. What do you say? Please, I'm begging you to give me just a moment. Just let me have one last chance to talk to you. I promise it won't take long. Please, Jenny.
I don't have anything to say to you, though, so I don't see much point. I assume there was nothing else to say now. We called off our engagement. We're not married. The end.
Please, I have so much I need to say to you. There's a park over there. What if we went over there and talked while you're on your lunch break? Come on, I just need 5 minutes with you.
Fine, we're here now. Just tell me what you wanted to say and let's get this over with.
Jenny, I will literally get on my knees and beg you to take me back. I know I was wrong, and I'm so sorry. I told my mom to control herself, and she promised to stop crossing the line when she talks to you or your dad. I could never have expected my mom would say those things. Not in a million years. It was totally crazy. I was so shocked, I didn't know what to say. I mean, I couldn't really say anything because she just kept talking over me and not listening to what I was trying to tell her. This is also unfair on me. Why should we have to break up just because my mom can't hold her tongue and said some rude things? I never cared about how much money your dad made or what kind of savings he has. Really, I didn't.
You said to your mom that you would ask me what his situation was before we got married, though. Why would you promise her that if you didn't really care? You can't say one thing one day and then deny it the next. Why would anyone believe you if you keep trying to lie about what you said right in front of them? It doesn't matter if you're telling the truth or not anyway, because it honestly doesn't matter to me anymore. I've moved on. I don't want to call myself family with a woman who has conditions for the son she lets marry her son. Your mom thought I wasn't enough because I don't have some incredible job with an amazing salary, and she didn't even stop to think about what kind of person I am. I see now that you think exactly the same way as her. You don't care about your partner's personality. To be honest, I think I realized what your mom was like the first moment I met her, when she started asking all those questions. I thought things would be fine, because my dad handled all of her interrogating so well. He was a much better person than she was, never being rude or shouting back at her. I guess I was being stupid. I should have turned around and run as soon as I felt that something was off about her, and never even bothered to introduce her to my dad. Do you think he's the only one who's upset by this? Do you think he's the only one who's disappointed in how things turned out? Just go off and live the rest of your life with your mom, since apparently there isn't a girl alive who's good enough for you. Don't waste your time trying to get married again. Your mom will always find some problem that means they're not enough for her precious son.
Why are you acting like this? You're acting so cold-hearted right now. It's like I don't even know you. Do you really think my mom made a mistake? She's not the only one in the wrong here. I messed up too, and I know that. We had a great 3 years together, living life and being free. That's why we wanted to get married in the first place, so we could keep doing that forever. If I really thought about money like my mom, and was as snobby as you say I am, I would never have decided to marry you in the first place until I knew how much money you had. I didn't know how much your father was worth back then, but I still loved you. That's because I wanted to be with you. Because I loved and cared about you for who you are as a person. Let's not turn our backs on each other and just get married like we had planned all along. If my mom makes you uncomfortable, you never have to see her. I won't even call her often. It will be like she's not even a part of our lives. Please, I beg you, just give me another chance. What do you think?
You and your mom have already talked about all of this, haven't you? You thought I would agree to it and stay at home taking care of you, since I'm such a stupid, obedient young woman. You know, I was thinking some more about what happened the other day and I realized something. I knew by then that you and your mom were complete snobs, and all you wanted was money and success that you could show off to other people. It made me wonder why the two of you didn't oppose the idea of marriage completely. The way you were acting now doesn't seem to fit the pattern of your idea of a smart marriage. Your mom thought I wasn't successful enough for you. So why did you choose me? You just wanted a woman who would keep quiet and tolerate your crazy mom and your spineless behavior. That's where I came in. But what were you going to do? Now it turns out that you're not on my level, and I could do better than you? That wasn't what you had planned. I don't work for some huge international company, but neither do you. It's not enough to pretend you work at a big company when you actually just work for one of their small partners. That's not impressive enough. The moment you asked my dad about his financial situation and found out the truth, everything changed. You even went as far as to ask how big the apartment was that my dad said he had planned to give to us. You're just as bad as your mother. Don't lie to yourself. Why should I take on a man so greedy and shallow to be my husband? I've already given up on our relationship. I don't want to see you ever again, so just leave now and don't come back. And don't ever think of trying to find me like this again. It's weird and creepy, and I will report you to the cops as a stalker.
Jenny, please, just listen to me. Actually, my dad just said he wants a divorce from my mom. I didn't tell you this before, but I also have some debts that have added up over the last few years. I had no idea what I was going to do because I couldn't afford to pay everything off by myself. But then my dad said he would cover it if I just found someone to marry. There's no way I can save up enough to deal with it myself. I had to take out some loans and they've all got really high interest rates. The debt just keeps adding up and it's going to be really hard to handle everything on my own. If I could tell him that the wedding was back on and that you and I were going to get married after all, he might still agree to pay it off for me. Come on, Jenny. Won't you save me? Please?
Your debt is your problem. I didn't take out those loans. Wow, every day you give me another reason that I shouldn't have married you. I'm so glad I realized before we actually had the wedding and signed the papers. If I had actually gone through with it, you would have dragged me into the same mess that you seem to be stuck in. Now I can't seem to get rid of you. What's wrong with you? You're trying to stick to me like a lost puppy. I should thank your mom for what she did yesterday, now that I think about it. If she hadn't acted completely out of line like she did, I might never have found out what kind of a man you really are. I could have ended up being your wife and paying off your debt. Well, now I really can't see any reason for us to talk anymore. Besides, it looks like our time is up. I promised you 5 minutes of my time, and the clock has just run out. I'm sure you can find your own way home, right? Or should I call your mom to come and help you?
Jenny, please. My one wish is to have another chance with you. Won't you at least think about it? I promise I'll be the most loyal, devoted husband you could ever hope to find.
Tempting, but no. I don't want a husband that I have to take care of like a dog or a small child. Now get out of here! After our conversation that day, my ex-fiancé did try to find me outside my office and at my house a few more times. I called my dad and told him about what was going on, and he contacted the police and got a restraining order against James. Once that was sorted, he didn't try to come back again. I also blocked his phone number and changed my own so he wouldn't be able to contact me. And so far it's worked. He hasn't been in touch since the last time we spoke. A friend of mine works at the same company as my ex-fiancé, so from time to time I hear a bit about what he's been up to and how he was doing. Apparently, he was really struggling to pay off his gambling debts, especially since the interest rates were so high, and his house was seized to pay some of it back. Eventually, his bank said they were canceling his account because his credit was so bad. The company heard about this and ended up firing him from his position. He stuck around in the lobby, saying how it was so unfair and begging to be given his job back. But she said that eventually he was kicked out by security. Now that he doesn't work with my friend, I have no way of knowing what he's doing these days, but I can guess that he's still just struggling to pay off his debts. Oh, I just realized I forgot one thing. I ran into Miles on the street a few weeks ago and got to ask how he was. He said he divorced his wife a few months ago, and since then he's been living on his own. He told me that he felt sorry for his wife, stuck with her good-for-nothing son, and that he told her she should try to meet a decent man and live a happy life. He knew she was going to struggle to find someone else who would care about her like he once had, so it was upsetting for him to end things and leave. In the end, though, I think it was better for him to be free of her. All they ever did was argue, and they were just sort of different people. My dad is still working hard to run his company. He told me the other day that he would like to be able to hand over the business to me and my husband if I decide to marry someone in the future. For now, I'm just trying to get involved where I can and learn as much as possible, because one day he won't be able to do it on his own anymore. I still enjoy my own job at my office, though, so I said I would think about it and take my time deciding if I would want to be a business owner. Right now, I'm happy just being an accountant with my friends and colleagues. When I'm at home, my dad and I live a pretty normal life. We watch TV in the evenings, we go for walks when it's warm. We have a happy life together. I know he's getting older, but I hope he stays healthy and mobile for as long as possible so we can keep spending time together. Since it's just the two of us, we've always been really close.
I've transferred the entire $100,000 from your savings to my sister's account.
Hold on a minute. What are you even talking about? I don't have $100,000 in my account.
I can't believe you were able to save that much money without telling me. I saw the balance myself. I thought we shared everything.
Wait just a frickin' second here. I don't have $100,000 at all. What are you even talking about? Where did you get this idea?
Don't play dumb with me. I saw exactly what your balance was on that banking app you installed. I'm not that stupid, you know.
So you're sneaking around looking at my phone without my permission now? That's a serious invasion of my privacy. What kind of trust does that show in our relationship?
I checked it because I thought you might be cheating. I didn't expect to uncover an even bigger secret.
So you suspected me of cheating, and instead of talking to me about it, you went snooping through my bank account? That's just great.
If it turned out you were cheating, I plan to take the money from you as payback.
You know very well that I don't have that much money. I barely have enough to cover our monthly expenses.
I saw the balance with my own eyes. Are you calling me a liar now?
Don't be so defensive. I think you're mistaken. I don't have anywhere close to that amount of money in my account.
You're such a greedy person, hoarding all that money for yourself. We're married, which means our assets are shared property. I believe I'm entitled to some of that money.
Even if that was true, wouldn't you only be entitled for half of the amount? Why would you take the entire sum? What gives you the right to decide what happens to the money in my account?
Allison is in deep trouble with debt, and I need to help her out.
And how much money are we talking about exactly?
She's in debt for nearly $100,000. She's panicking and doesn't know what to do. It's terrible. She was scammed by a guy. I feel so sorry for her.
That's truly unfortunate. But isn't it her responsibility to handle her own problems? She's an adult after all.
Why do you have to be so selfish? We're talking about my sister here.
But isn't taking money that isn't yours to pay off your sister's debts a bit unreasonable?
You have the money sitting in your account, and you're not even using it. You claim you don't even know about it.
I've already told you, I don't know anything about that money.
And yet there it was in your account. I transferred it to Allison's account now. There's no mistake. I saw it with my own eyes.
How on earth did you bypass the login and one-time password?
I used your fingerprint while you were asleep. It was surprisingly easy, actually.
Are you serious? That's a massive invasion of my privacy. Just because we're married doesn't give you the right to tamper with my account like that. We need to trust and respect each other's boundaries.
If I had consulted you before doing this, you would have refused to help her.
Of course I would have. I don't have any money to spare, let alone a huge sum to give to your sister.
You're incredibly stingy. You've always been that way. Although if you keep insisting it's not your money, I guess Allison doesn't have to worry about paying it back.
You need to tell her not to spend a single cent of that money, whatever it is. Tell her immediately or you'll both regret it.
Just be quiet. It's none of your business since it apparently wasn't your money to begin with. We'll pretend like this conversation never happened. If you keep arguing about this, we're getting a divorce.
What the hell did I do? How did this escalate to getting a divorce so quickly? What did I do to deserve this? Why are you acting like this?
I can't live with a woman who's so selfish that she won't even help her own family. You're just too selfish. I can't believe I spent so many years with you.
The feeling is mutual. And if you think for a second that I'd willingly give away $100,000 to anyone, you must be crazy. Let alone your irresponsible sister. I understand that family is important. It's very important to me too, but this situation is different. How can you not see that what you've done is wrong? Shouldn't protecting your own family come first? You actually stole money from my account without telling me. I can't believe you don't see the problem with that. Isn't protecting our own family the most important thing? You do realize that Ricky is 5 years old.
Well, I think he would be better off without someone as selfish as you, actually. Divorce is the only option at this point.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I'd rather have him raised by anyone other than a cold-hearted woman who ignores people in need.
Do you really think you can take care of him? You can't even cook your own dinner. How are you going to take care of a 5-year-old kid?
My mom will help out. I'm sure I'll make it work. Whatever I do, you don't have to worry about it. My mom will be happy to take care of Ricky.
I'm so very confused now. First, you tell me $100,000 magically appeared in my bank account. Then you tell me you stole it. Then you spring a divorce on me. What is going on?
How long do you plan to keep playing innocent? You really have no shame, do you? There's no way I'm going to let Ricky live with you.
Eric, I'm starting to feel sick listening to all this nonsense. Give me a second.
Do whatever you want.
Did you pick up Ricky early from school today? The kindergarten said you did.
I did. Is there a problem with that? I'm his dad, you know.
Don't you have work?
I took off.
You should have told me beforehand. Where are you now?
At my folks' house. What's it matter to you?
Why are you at your parents' house?
I told you. We're raising Ricky here from now on.
Are you actually serious about all of this? You can't just take him away like that. It's considered kidnapping. It's not fair to take him away like that. I never agreed to it.
Ricky is happy. He said he's excited to be at Grandma's.
He's always excited to visit. What you are doing is not visiting. It's kidnapping!
When I asked if he wanted to live with Grandma, he said, yep.
You can't take everything a child says so seriously. He likely didn't understand what you meant by that.
Well, leave it to us. We'll raise him.
Stop joking around. What about my feelings?
I'm supposed to believe someone who hides a fortune from their spouse has feelings. Don't make me laugh. Admit your own mistakes first.
I don't even know what's going on.
Still going to stick to that argument, huh?
Just give Ricky back to me. He's my child too, you know.
He's mine as much as he is yours.
If we're getting a divorce, we should discuss it properly. Legally, you cannot just take him away, especially without my consent.
I can do whatever I want. And I did exactly what I thought was right.
You can't do this. Please don't take him away from me.
If you're so upset, take it to court. You're hiding mysterious money, after all. You might be the one who suffers when the police start investigating.
I've literally done nothing wrong. I don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, really? Then why don't you come over here and get him yourself? I ain't going to drive all the way there. I'll be waiting for you.
My name is Carla, and I'm 32 years old. I've never been separated from Ricky for more than a few hours since the day he was born, and I never thought I'd feel this lonely without him for even a single day. I keep wondering if he's crying or calling out for me. That's all that's on my mind. I have no memory of this money. I'm just so confused. I contacted the bank right after hearing from my husband, but they're looking into it, so I'm waiting for their response. I was so anxious about Ricky that I couldn't help myself, and I ended up going to my in-laws' house that night. That's when I witnessed a shocking scene. It was heart-wrenching not being able to rescue Ricky on the spot and only being able to record a video of him in distress. Seems like you kept him out of kindergarten today. Ricky has to go to school. You can't keep doing stuff like this.
What is wrong with you? You cannot keep checking up on every little thing. You're so annoying.
I absolutely can keep checking up on every single thing. And I sure will. Stop acting like that.
Don't tell me what to do.
Let's stop arguing like this. It's really not healthy. How's Ricky? Is he doing all right?
He seems happy. We went to the park and he had a blast. He loves living here and hanging out with Grandma.
Is that right? What if I told you that I know that you are lying?
What do you mean?
He was crying. I saw it all. What is wrong with you?
You don't know anything. Stop talking about stuff you have no idea about.
I went to check on him last night because I was worried. You locked him outside the house until he stopped crying.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You said he couldn't go back in until he said I wasn't his mother. What is wrong with you? And who the hell was that woman hitting him? Why are you letting anyone lay their hands on Ricky?
That was my mom.
Not your mom. There was another young woman there.
Don't worry about her. It's nothing that concerns you.
It absolutely has something to do with me. She was laying her hands on my child. She's the girl you're having an affair with, right? I think she was your high school sweetheart, right?
So what? If you understand, then back off.
Absolutely not. I will never back down when it comes to Ricky. All I want is Ricky back. And I'm not giving up until it happens.
This is going to be tough news for you. That's not happening.
If you're remarrying, why not just have a new child?
My mom insists that taking custody of Ricky is a condition for me to stay with her.
What's her deal with Ricky? It's definitely not healthy if she's okay with other people laying their hands on Ricky.
He's her first and only grandchild. Of course she loves him.
You'd let a woman with such a crazy temper raise Ricky?
She's usually really gentle with him. It must have been serious for her to get upset with him.
I recorded Ricky outside yesterday. If you don't want me to take this to the police, send him home right now.
You're playing dirty. I can't believe you're holding Ricky hostage like this.
You're literally the one holding him hostage. Why didn't you protect him? You're his father. You should protect him as best you can. Not allow other people to put their hands on him.
If you want to talk about that, you should have stepped in when you saw what was happening.
You're right. I almost screamed out so many times. But I thought I needed solid evidence to get him back, and I sure got it. I'll see him even less if I let this turn into a long legal battle of he said, she said. Do you know how hard it was for me to walk away?
You abandon your own child for your selfish ends. You have no place trying to judge me.
Do you think I wanted to walk away then? I heard Ricky crying out for me, wanting to go home. It was hard for me to just watch that, but I needed the evidence so this doesn't keep happening.
I already told you, we're not giving Ricky back to you. We're going to raise him here.
I'll never accept that. And I won't allow that woman anywhere near Ricky. And let me guess, You probably gave that woman the $100,000 you supposedly stole from me.
I told you I gave it to Allison so she could pay off her debts. Stop asking about that.
I tried calling Allison, but she didn't pick up.
She's probably going through it again.
So I went over to her house to pay her a visit.
You did what? Why would you do that?
She said you told her not to contact me no matter what happened. What's going on? You want to explain that?
I thought you'd go after her for the money.
You know what she told me? That she didn't have any debt. And you didn't give her any money. So what happened with all that money?
Fine, you were right. I gave it to Sue. It couldn't be helped.
What the hell do you mean it couldn't be helped? Why don't you try explaining what exactly is going on?
There's nothing to explain. I took the money because it was there. That's it.
You know that wasn't my money. The bank is going to go after you to get it back.
Huh? That's not my problem anymore.
Apparently, the money was accidentally sent to my account.
Ah, well, I guess it's gone now. Too bad.
I was surprised too. I never thought this type of thing would ever happen to me and my family.
Whose money was it?
It was from someone else's account, but it seems like they're involved in something sketchy.
What do you mean?
They originally transferred the money to pay back a loan they took from some loan shark or something.
Wait, what?
But for some reason, they deposited into the wrong account or something, and I ended up with it. It seems they're in big trouble now.
Isn't that extremely dangerous?
I'm pretty sure it is. We need to repay it urgently, or it could be really bad.
Are you serious?
You haven't used it yet, right?
Well, I've still got about half of it.
What? It's only been a day!
Well, my girl went on some kind of shopping spree. I don't know what she spent it on, actually.
Oh no. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
If you don't come up with at least $50K today, you guys could be targeted.
Seriously? I messed up by getting involved with this dangerous money, didn't I?
I told them you'd pay it back today, and it seems like the loan shark on their side understood. But if you don't follow through, you guys might be in danger.
What should I do? $50,000 is a lot of money.
First, try returning the stuff she bought. Also, don't you own some stock in your company?
I'd rather not touch it if I can avoid it.
If you don't do what you can, who knows what will happen?
I know, especially since the other party is dangerous. But still.
We're running out of time.
What if we just run away?
Don't you know how terrifying those people in that world can be?
There's no way they can find us if we're smart about it.
Maybe if you're lucky, but I'm sure they have eyes everywhere.
No, I get it. I guess we won't be able to run forever. But I can't withdraw my savings today. There's a procedure I need to go through.
For now, you'll have to find a way to borrow $50,000 from your mother. Maybe even from some other loan shark or something.
I guess I'll do that.
I'll watch Ricky while you take care of that. They probably already know where you are, so if anything happens to Ricky, it's over anyway.
You're right. I'll return Ricky for now. He means a lot to me, too.
I'll pick him up right away.
Hey, do you think I'll be okay?
I think it should be fine if you pay them back.
I don't want to end up buried or drowned or anything like that.
That could happen if you're even $1 short.
But it's crazy that you got involved in this mess in the first place. I don't know if you're lucky or unlucky.
I know, right?
In hindsight, you always said you didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry for not believing you.
It's fine, as long as you're safe.
Huh? Why are you being so nice?
You're Ricky's dad. If something happens to you, he'll be heartbroken.
Wow. Thank you.
We need to hurry.
Okay, let's do this.
First, transfer whatever money you have left back to my account. I'll handle the payment process from there.
Got it.
And once this is taken care of, let's go ahead and make the divorce official.
Are you sure?
Yes. But let's discuss Ricky's situation once things have settled down.
Yeah, we need to resolve this issue first.
I think the reason you cheated is because I wasn't a good wife. I know I'm partly to blame too.
I appreciate you saying that.
I hope you're able to find happiness in life. I really do.
Thank you.
Surprise! It was all an elaborate lie. The so-called misdirected money was completely made up. It was actually my hard-earned money. Instead of spending frivolously, I had been gradually investing and growing my savings. There wasn't any involvement with loan sharks at all. I had known about Eric's affair for a long time, but I never imagined he tried to steal my money and my son. But since I managed to get everything back and get divorced easily, I guess everything worked out. We didn't take the divorce to court because Eric was afraid of the judge seeing the photos I took, so our lawyers worked out an acceptable child support and custody agreement. Ricky says he never wants to see his dad or that grandmother ever again. Who can blame him? With Ricky gone, the atmosphere at Eric's parents' house apparently got pretty icy. I heard she put so much pressure on Eric's girlfriend to get married and start having children that she ended up running away. Now Eric is living a lonely life at his parents' house. His father is bedridden, so he is now working hard to support his parents, pay off his debt, and send child support. As for me and Ricky, we're spending our days together happily, laughing and enjoying life. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time.